Let me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer and slightly tipsy one.
A little bit. Boy, have we had a night.
Yeah, so we're recording this after movie night.
Which we never do, by the way.
No, this is, I think, our first time ever doing it.
Oh, this could be a shit show, everybody. Buckle up.
We normally do Am I the Asshole, but we were ahead of our Patreon perks.
And if this gives you any clue of how that goes, I never remember anything we say in an Am I the Asshole.
I know. We're usually pretty drunk by the time we do it. Am I the Asshole? And now we're like, let's just do a regular episode.
Let's just go for it.
Let's see what happens. I picked a great movie.
Oh, listen, it really was. It was a movie that I wish I would have watched by myself.
Well, not by myself because it'd be so scary, but not with...
Oh, it was terrifying, but it was so heavy that I would have, if by myself, I would have been sobbing for sure. There would have been a lot of parts that I would have been sobbing, crying. And sometimes you need that. Like you need to recognize how horrible our world is.
Yeah, it wasn't quite the best movie for like, hey, let's all hang out and watch this fun movie together.
Well, also because the whole premise of our movie nights is we're going to be so funny that it'll make the movie not scary. But there's some things you can't be funny through.
Yeah. It was a heavy subject matter.
Gosh, but listen, I do still highly recommend it. Like,
yeah, watch it by yourself.
Again, if you like the kind of movies, and this, I will say this, I feel like it's this newer genre, or maybe I'm just new to the genre of movies where it's like heavy things or like trauma that someone has gone through manifests itself in horror.
Yeah.
That's brilliant because also that's right up my alley. I'm like, okay, that's not really a monster. That's your trauma coming in to do PTSD. But it is terrifying the way that it manifests itself.
In that movie.
Oh, it was
so
horrible.
Scary.
But it's so well written because it gives this like different perspective or empathy, I guess, to something I've never gone through. But I'm like, oh my God, if it is that terrifying, that's horrible. Like it's able to take you to a new heightened level.
Yeah.
In a movie. I think that those are so well done and they're just very smart and they make people a little bit more open to learning and listening about trauma.
For sure.
Through a scary movie. You think, oh, I'm just going to sit down and watch a scary movie. And then suddenly it is the scariest movie you've ever watched.
It was very, very scary.
Which is also signifies that racial traumas and refugee trauma, which is what we just watched, is terrifying. And it's magnified in this. And that is brilliant.
You got me choked up.
Sorry. Also, sometimes when I get drunk, this is Erin can attest to
yeah.
this.
She gets real deep.
I'll get real deep and I'll get like on a soapbox.
Real passionate about a lot of stuff.
and then I'm going to reiterate that point several times.
It's usually about school, but now we're on the kick of the movie. Anyways, if you want to watch the movie, it was called His House. It's on Netflix. It was excellent. But
watch it.
Watch it, maybe not with a group of people.
No, maybe with just one person who doesn't mind you crying from time to time.
And screaming.
Oh, and there will be a lot of screaming.
Because it is terrifying. It's not like it's emotional, yes.
Yeah.
Terrifying, 100%. It's very scary. So anyways, Megan's picking next month's movie.
Yes, I will.
She's in charge of that. And I just remembered that Stephanie has supplied us with a list of movies that she thought would be good. And I should go back to that.
Or share that with me and then I'll look great.
It is shared with you. It's on our Google Drive.
Oh, perfect.
So a scary thing happened to me today. You want to hear about it?
Oh, always.
I had planning. And so my door was like cracked a little bit.
Oh, and if you are new to the podcast, Erin thinks her school building is haunted.
It's from the 1800s. It is haunted.
Okay.
I've heard, Mommy, just like that. Oh.
Yep. And her also, just for reference, her children go to the school.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
And
also, lots of children who have mommies go to that school.
What?
I'm just saying, a kid could be walking by.
No. Yes, of course.
I'm just
you haven't even heard it.
I'm just giving context.
You haven't even heard it.
Context to the story.
Let me just tell you that when that mommy whisper happened, it was before school. Nobody was upstairs except for my actual kid who heard it. And Sophie, her little eyes were saucers. Anyways, that's not the story I'm telling you.
Okay. I just knew that this would piss you off if I went down that route. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Today, I'm sitting there really close to the door. I was pretty close to the door because I was trying to glue something down and I needed a table. I wasn't even at my desk.
Did you say loosen the down?
glue something down.
Glue something down. Okay.
We're prepping for all of the...
I just didn't know that term. I thought maybe it was new lingo. I'm like, what are we doing? What does that mean?
I have a yearly fundraiser I have to do with every single one of my 20 classes.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
So I have 20 projects I've got to get done before April.
Skip that project.
Projects, it's 20 of them. So we're like in crunch time. So I'm like stressing out now. And so I was gluing all these cute little fingerprints down. And I'm very close to the door. And I heard, like, I'm not kidding. It was this. It was a perfect little knock on my door. It was less echoey. But it was a perfect little do-do-do. I said, come in. And while I'm saying come in, because I left the door cracked. And while I'm saying come in, I'm walking to it. Like, oh, they might, some little kids, they won't push it open. And I opened it. And for once, like that hallway is always something's happening. Mm-hmm. There was not a soul in the hallway. And like, I even thought, I bet Miles knocked on my door. So I like waited there real still because Miles has to walk past my door in order to go to the bathroom. Spoiler alert, Miles goes to my school.
That's my son.
And he loves to scare me.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, he's hiding somewhere. But I waited. Nobody popped out. And the only place he could have been hiding would be the girls' restroom. And I don't think he would have done that.
Okay. Keep going.
But seriously, nobody was in there. I waited and I looked. And like, it literally would be impossible for somebody to get out of the way in that time. It was so fast that I opened the door. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I've been crossing my fingers this whole time she's been talking, so I didn't forget. But I wouldn't forget because this is my total debunk. Miles, from the beginning of the story, I was like, I guarantee my kid figured out a way because this happened the other day. He had to come to work with me.
Okay.
Why did he have to come to work with me? Wasn't it?
Oh, parent-teacher conference?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I was like, it wasn't in TI because it was parent-teacher conference day. So he's there and he's in my office and there are kids because we're doing student-led conferences. So there's also kids coming with their families. Kids knock on my office all the time because I'm in a main hallway. They think it's hilarious. I don't ever open the door. I'm like, look, if you need me, you're either going to knock again or you're going to open my door. I always leave my door unlocked and they know they can come in. But 9 times out of 10, they're just not going to be funny. And I just ignore them and I just move on. So a kid walks by. And they knock on my door and I don't respond. And Miles' little head whips around and he goes, Mom, somebody's at your door. And I said, no. And I could hear kids giggling in the hallway. I said, I think they're just being silly and knocking the door. And he jerked that door open and he's like, oh. He was like, yep, they're doing it. They're pranking you. I said, yeah. And they do that all the time. And he goes, and he got the biggest, his dimples were so shiny and that glimmer in his eye. And he goes, I do that to Annan all the time. And I was like, I said, yeah, honey, you probably should stop doing that to Annan all the time. It's like probably funny a couple of times because he doesn't realize how annoying after a long time that is. And when you say like, I waited a long time and I don't think that kid will commit. He will commit.
Normally knock on my door though. Normally if my door is open, he'll go, right in there. And I'm like, oh, Miles.
Yeah, but he specifically this time said, I do that all the so I bet.
Okay, fine. Ask him, but I'm telling you.
You get knocks and you think like, oh, it must be somebody or something, and it's Miles. And you don't even realize it's Miles, and he is off giggling somewhere because he thinks that he got you so good.
If I've got kids in my room, you got to knock hard for me to hear it.
He probably doesn't even realize that you don't even hear it.
Yeah.
And he thinks it's so funny every time he's doing it.
I'm telling you that he didn't have enough time. He did not have enough time.
I will tell you what he did. He knocked and he booked it. And he never came back.
I hear footsteps. I hear
not
even
Twinkle Toes over there who's
I
committed to a prank.
Anyways, it was a ghost.
Okay.
But you can ask
sorry
him.
To burst your ghost bubble. I think it was my kid.
Miles and I have been like combative this whole week.
Oh, I bet. I'm combative with him all the time.
Did I tell you? You can cut this if you don't feel comfortable with me telling you this.
Go for it, girl.
The other day he was like, you know what I think? And I said, what? And he goes, I think those people, because we'll listen to the radio on the way. Mm-hmm. And I always change it when they have this stupid program where it's like, our local radio station is like, so-and-so thinks so-and-so is cheating. So we're going to call them and offer them a free dozen roses and we'll see if they want to give them to their...
Yeah, that's horrible. A, that's entrapment. And B, why are we letting our kids listen to this on the way to school?
So I change it all the time, but he's asked me like, well, why'd you change it? I'm like, well, I mean, it's like a...
Inquisitive is one thing.
Yeah,
but that child cannot...
It's a dog with a bone, that one.
He cannot not be in the know.
I know.
I'm like, good grief, honey. It's not your business. Move on.
Yeah. So I always change it, and that always bugs him. But then he goes, you know what really bugs me? I said, what? He goes, those people who try to catch people cheating, like, mind your business.
Oh.
And I said, oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Although here I am, like, that's entrapment.
I said, well, that's quite an opinion. I said, I mean,
a wrong opinion.
So what if they're trying to help somebody? Like, what if somebody inquired for help because they're thinking they're being cheated on? I just don't think that's very right. Just mind your own business. I said, well, then it would be their business because it's their person who's cheating on them. And he was like, I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm going to defend my kid here a little bit and say that I'm on his side in this regard.
In the radio, yes.
Yeah, it's the wrong, it's sensationalized. It feels icky. It feels like we're listening in on something that we should not be a part of.
For sure.
And also, it is, in my opinion, that's not somebody asking for help. That's somebody seeking revenge.
Yeah.
And that
it wasn't right
could be
after that
argued
segment.
That's not right.
It wasn't right after that segment.
Okay.
It was unrelated. But after like going back, I'm like, it's probably because of this. Because I kept thinking, like, why are you even talking about this?
Because there's a level of ick with it.
I know.
And it doesn't feel right. And he's trying to figure out why it doesn't feel right.
I was like halfway to school and we were kind of fighting at each other. And I was like, I'm fighting on the way to school. It's like, I need to relax.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, he's a little boy going to turn into a man. You argue with him all day long, girl. I get it. I'm like, yeah, listen, I have got a huge responsibility to form you and shape you into somebody that women can tolerate. Good luck. That is a big ask.
I know. I said something later that day when they were picking at each other, Miles and Penelope, and I said something like, guys, just mind your own business. And he goes, well, I would mind my own business, but you don't think that that's what people should do.
Oh, shit, like, he brought it back around.
Yes, at the end of that day. The first fight was in the morning on the way to school, and I was like, whoa.
I'm sorry. Listen, we're going through some things. He is...
I mean, it cracked me up.
He really is. He's exerting his, I don't know, dickery. I don't know what it is. And I'm going to have to find a way to just cut that off. Oh,
well, have you seen that TikTok where the woman is like, she gets real mad, and then she's like, oh, I need to relax. That was me, because on the way to school, I was literally like, listen, Miles. And the fellow was like, why am I arguing about cheating with an 8-year-old? Calm down.
Well, he'll do it to you, though. I'm telling you what, he now go rounds. NTI, I thought for sure one of us wasn't going to end up
Oh, my gosh, you guys, we have barely been at school the last 2 weeks. It's been
horrible.
Ridiculous.
But, okay, I will say this. I just told the story earlier today about how he had this beautiful little moment. Remember when we went to Brandenburg and he brought up that pizzeria place that was like the jailhouse?
Yeah.
And the lady sitting there, he was like, oh man, that sounds cool. And anyway, sorry, I like jumped in the story, didn't give much context. We took our kids to what we thought was going to be a glorious waterfall.
A trickle.
It's more like a trickle. Your oldest was pretty pissed. She's like, are you for real, Aunt Maggie? I'm like, it had the word waterfall in it. I thought it was going to be amazing. It's pretty though.
It was a paved path, which I'll take for a hike.
Yeah, it's the only way I can get you to hike. But it was beautiful. Like the whole scenery was beautiful, but the waterfall definitely anticlimactic. It was a bit of a letdown.
100%.
And all the kids were like, what? Womp womp. I'm like, so sorry. But anyway, on the way back, we stopped for ice cream. And then the lady there was telling us all about this pizzeria that's like also a jailhouse.
Used to be a jailhouse, like converted jailhouse.
Yeah, that'd be weird. You come for pizza, you don't ever leave.
It's like that Eagles song, Hotel California.
Yeah. Anyway, but she's sitting there telling us about this, and I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like, oh, this place kind of sounds cool. Like it's like you can literally eat in a jail cell. Jail cell? It's happening. Jail cell. And then she starts talking about the electric chair. And Miles was like, what exactly does an electric chair do, Mom? And I'm like, shit. Well, you're kind of old enough that like I'm not going to lie to you. So
yeah, I
told him exactly what it was. And he just stopped and looked at me. He goes, well, that doesn't feel right. Everybody's going to sit there and eat pizza where somebody died. And I was like, oh, you're so right. We will not go there. We won't go there. I'm so sorry. Like, so anyway, he doesn't always end up with his delivery, but I also kind of see where he was going with the whole cheating thing. I'm bringing it back around.
I'm with him. He's great. He's got the best little heart.
He has a good heart, but his delivery is sometimes awful. And I fight with that child daily. So you don't have to apologize for that. And you watch him all the time. So girl, fight on. Do good. School that boy. Put him in his place as often as you can.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Well, that was a lot of insider information about my child.
I know. You want to talk about one of my kids for a while?
Yeah. Which one can we dissect?
Oh, my gosh.
Soapbox Megan is out, girl. We have to bring. You have to reel me in. Like, okay, but be careful. Tread lightly.
Oh, I know, girl. I know.
Or else she'll be my next soapbox.
I know. I'm like on live wires over here.
Are you gonna tell me? You gonna tell me?
Usually, I'm on your side, and I'm like,
sometimes
I don't know. I don't know how to approach this, but I fully agree.
Tonight, you're not on my side.
No, just in general.
Look,
Drunk Megan.
I was like,
your face got redder.
Like, about what?
It swiveled around real
what
fast.
Are you not on my side for?
I'm always on your side, but sometimes even when I'm on your side, you get pissed off at me.
I know, because I want you to feel it.
I do. I feel it.
Sometimes you don't pack the punch I need.
Oh my gosh.
I want you to be just as red-faced as me.
Sometimes you're talking about weird things that I don't actually care about.
Dabba Ranch.
Dabba Ranch is all I ever think about.
It was a weird night. It was a weird day. In fact, I think we were day drinking, weren't we?
We might have started day drinking, but that was late at night by the time Dabba Ranch came out. Although Kevin was around.
I don't know.
Because when he came out, he maybe came out to go to work, and you were like, Kevin, listen.
You know what's so funny is I think I said that phrase about 100 times. If you paid me $1,000 right now, I could not tell you what it was about.
I can tell you 1,000% what it was about. I can tell you every moment of that story. So Megan and I one summer, it was probably during COVID,
shit.
when we're like stuck inside all the time.
Can't believe we were going to tell this story.
We started talking about some PD she went to.
Listen, I learned a lot in that professional
You sure
development.
did.
I got real excited about it.
And it was basically like, you got to talk to kids the way they want to be talked to. So you can't go in. You can't go into it.
You have to be culturally responsive. That's what it was all about.
But for some reason, this person was like, so you can't just tell them something. You got to do it with a Dabba Ranch. That sounds stupid now.
It sounds so ridiculous.
It sounded kind of stupid the night you were telling me about it. But you said Dabba Ranch. I don't know how many times. And every time you do it, you kind of dab. And you were like, you're not getting it. I was like, no, I'm getting it.
Made me pee in your bed.
Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. I was like, yeah, no, I get it. You got to talk to the kids on their level. And you're like, yeah, no.
See, yeah,
but
see that right there. That pisses me. You sound so like, yeah, I get it. Shut the fuck up and let's move on. That'll do it right there. I'm like, oh, you're not getting what I'm
I sort of feel
like
I was more passionate when we started the conversation. But then after 43 minutes,
I get it.
I was like, I get it.
Yeah,
I'm here with you. I'm on your level.
Get it. Dabba Ranch.
Can we talk about literally anything else?
And in that moment, the answer was no.
And you know what's funny? I do it to myself because I'm like, I wonder what Megan's doing. Maybe we could do a porch night. And then I get and I'm like, oh, here we go again. What are we
Here we go.
What are we talking about tonight? No, I'm kidding. I love every minute of it.
Some sort of like obscure.
Sometimes it leaves very like
I love a good
sometimes
soapbox.
Those nights end so abruptly where she's like, okay, well, I'm going to go in. And you're like, but are you mad at me?
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now,
probably
Drunk Megan is absolutely pissed at you. But she knows way back in the back of her mind, that's ridiculous to be pissed at that. Go in and go to bed before you say anything else. So yes, abrupt Megan leaving abruptly is like, girl, you're out of control. You're not going to admit you're out of control. Fuck no, you're not going to do that. But you're going to get the fuck out of here before you say something that is going to go right.
Oh
my gosh.
It's
Hey,
so
listen,
funny.
there is no guarantee that won't happen tonight.
I'll be like mid-story and be like, oh, well, Megan's left us.
You know what? I gotta go. Because, abrupt Megan, you can tell. There's a tinge of
Yeah,
you're not just going to be like, I'm just gone. I didn't ghost you. I'm going to go, okay, well, then I just done.
Yep. Yeah, I've never not actually known.
Yeah, you always know.
But usually it's fine in the morning. So that's good. You're forgiving. Sober you. Hungover you is very forgiving.
Oh, yes. And I'm also like,
kind of apologetic.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm owning it. I'm like, girl, I am so sorry about last night. I feel like I never fully know exactly how it ended, but I'm like, ooh, there's a feeling there. What is that feeling? I feel like you fucked up. So you better go and say you're sorry.
No, you're golden.
Well, with you. Thank goodness.
I'm real annoying when I'm drunk too, so it's fine. We even ourselves
I don't
out.
feel like I've ever been annoyed by you drunk.
You gotta be kidding. I almost fought like the whole bar last time we were real drunk.
Laughed my ass off the entire time. I thought that was the funniest shit I've ever heard.
I can tell you when you were annoyed when I was drunk.
Uh-oh.
When you took me back to your house and you were like, don't let Corley out. And I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah, that did piss me
You're
off.
a crazy dog. You're a wild dog.
She was wild.
And
God,
I was like,
I love that dog.
Okay. I had like 14 Bloody Marys that night.
Exactly.
I know.
How to do it. And you were like, Megan. And you even kind of like came back at me like,
girl, I know.
Like you were so confident. I know. I'm like, okay, great. And you did not know.
I did not know.
That dog, I mean, you did not do any of the instructions that I told you to do. Not a one. Not a one.
Oh.
And that dog whipped right by you.
Oh, gosh, I know.
And was gone.
And then my favorite part of that story is that you told me you would get real close to getting her, and I would go, Carly, from your kitchen, and she'd run off. Oh, gosh. See, I'm annoying too.
Yeah, that was highly annoying. That was probably about 20 years ago, and I still remember that.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
So, see.
Yeah, no, we have our moments.
Gosh, maybe we don't tell any ghost stories tonight. We just tell drunken stories.
Oh, no. Oh, we could probably do that. We could talk about Derby. I tell you what.
Okay, let's do it.
Just tell drunk stories all night?
Why not? It's our podcast. It's called My Skeptical Sister. Normally, we tell some scary stories. You want to hear one about Aaron?
Oh, no.
Can I tell the Derby story?
You can tell the Derby story. It's fine. It's not my proudest moment.
Look, I'll be very transparent with the entire audience. I'm all about being transparent. Like, let's just say what it is. We didn't have great stories tonight to begin with.
Yeah, well, that's on you. Not Megan.
Not me. She's not talking to me.
You, the audience.
You, the audience. Here you go. Go, Aaron. Get it, drunk Aaron.
No,
Tell him.
I'm cool.
Get
I'm
on
cool.
your soapbox now.
I'm just saying we need more stories. And listen, for that, we just need more people to start listening. You all who are actually listening right now have supplied us with a million wonderful stories.
And y'all are trying so hard to get us out there. But you know, I don't know why we're not catching on. But we're not. And it's
because we're just talking about being drunk all the time. No, I'm just kidding.
Probably.
Just kidding. That's just tonight.
Probably.
No, tell them Derby story. It's
okay,
fine.
so listen. We're going to go with it. We're just going to tell some stories.
Okay,
We'll see where the night goes.
Okay.
No guardrails up tonight. This is dangerous.
I'm suddenly regretting I didn't get a next beer, but
look,
no.
Share this one?
No. I'm good.
Aaron, what? Circa what? What are we talking here?
I had
we
no
were
kids.
not in Sicily.
I think
we were.
I had no kids, but I think I was married, and that's only like a 9-month period. So I would say Derby, May 2007 or something like that.
2007.
Oh no, that's when I got married. Was I married or engaged?
Maybe just engaged. So I'm going to say 2006. Okay. So we're
2006,
going way back to Derby at the turn of the century in 2006. And this was back in the heyday when life was golden and it was so much fun.
It was fun.
It was a blast. And our good friend, still great friends, they used to own Dark Star.
Uh-huh.
And so he let us rent out. Well, we didn't even have to rent it out. He was just like, well, we'll just have the party here. I'm like, you're amazing. Let's do that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So this little bar down on Frankfurt Avenue, he used to own, our friend Brad, and he let us just come in and have our derby party there. And so, which was great. We brought Grandma Rosie. We brought Aunt Marcia, Uncle Roger, the biggest drinkers, the most fun, a blast when they come into town. And then all of our friends. And so we go and we're having a great time.
Yeah.
And our friend Beth makes the wrong statement to young, impressionable, little bit tipsy Aaron. Yeah. And she's like, oh my gosh, I would pay money to see drunk Aaron. And Uncle Roger was in earshot of that. And Uncle Roger's like, oh, I can make that happen. And he started buying her, was it buttery nipples?
No, I think he was just buying me beers. Just every time I finished a beer, he'd put another one up. Buttery nipples are related to the Browns because Bree is the one who introduced us to those.
their daughter Bree.
But that wasn't the same Derby.
Oh, okay. So we got a lot of Derby stories with the Browns. But
if you haven't had a buttery nipple, you are missing out.
And if you haven't had a Derby with the Browns,
yeah, well, that sucks for you.
That is so sad because they know how to make a Derby party fun. So anyway, with buttery nipples,
yeah,
the shot
and
otherwise, exactly. There you go. So anyway, Erin is like just pounding them, and I mean she is tipping them back.
Yeah, I don't know what my goal was, but it was going hard.
I know what your goal was. Your goal was to show drunk Erin to Beth.
Here's, what my biggest problem is.
Okay, tell me.
I'm always thinking, like medicine and beers don't really affect me that much.
I do the same thing.
Like I don't know why I've had this thought because there's never been a day in my life I've taken medicine and it has done nothing. But in my head, I'm like, well, I think I'm kind of immune to it. I think I'd probably have to take more. And so to me, I'm like, really, in all actuality, I have 3 beers. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, I probably need 6 or 10. If you want to see me drunk, I probably should have a whole case.
And I'm going to drink them real fast.
Yeah. No, there's no slowing down.
Yeah.
At least not when I was 20.
Oh, no. Back in the day, there was no slowing down. So Erin gets... Okay, so now we are... Now this is happening like 3 o'clock on. We're just drinking.
Yeah.
Everybody's drinking.
A lot of day drinking in Derby.
A lot of day drinking, but at a much slower pace than Erin. So Erin is real drunk. And so Erin goes... And at one point, somebody's like, oh, Megan, your sister's getting sick in the bathroom. And I'm like, oh, no, is she really?
Oh, girl, I was getting sick in the bathroom. I was getting sick in the back of that bar.
On the side of the bar.
Everywhere.
Sorry, Brad, if you're listening to this. What do you care? You don't own it anymore.
That's fine.
But at the time, I was like, oh, shit, not in Brad's bar. But anyway, so I'm going there trying to help her. And Mom is sitting there feeding you so much water.
So much water.
And she's like, honey, and of course, because I am her daughter, she's on her soapbox. Water is what she needs, and that's all she needs is water. And I'm like, Mom, I know from personal experience as being a very big drinker, is that you don't drink water right after you've been sick because it's just going to make you throw up more. She doesn't need water. She needs something, some substance.
Yeah.
A cracker, some Sprite.
Yeah,
but
bubbly.
not pure water. She does not need that. Her belly cannot handle that. It's just going to regurgitate it. I promise you. And I'm having this argument, literally.
Yeah, I remember Mom was pissed about it.
Oh, she was so pissed at me. And then, like, at one point, I think she put her finger in my face. She's like, she's my daughter. And I'm like, okay, I'm out. All right, you pulled the daughter card. I'm backing away.
Yeah.
So I left, and I went back up to, not the bar. I'm not going to do that. I wasn't that
just
pissed.
Left the sick space.
I wasn't pissed at all. I'm like, oh, okay, Mom, you're pissed. So I walked. I'm like, know your place. Stay in your lane. So I did. I walked back up to the bar, ordered myself another drink, sat there with Uncle Roger, and like, turns out you're pretty fun. Sit next to you. So anyway, sat there and drank some more. And next thing I know, Erin comes up like a fresh daisy.
Yeah.
To the point that I'm like, well, maybe Mom was right. And here I was arguing with her this whole time. I mean, you look like a spring chicken.
I mean, I bounced back. I
now you were bouncing and wobbling. You were a little bit weaving a little bit left and right, but you were like, hey, like arms in the air after like we thought you were dying. And now all of a sudden she's like, I'm back, bitches.
That's the youngest in me. I don't like to miss a party.
No, you rallied, girl. You rallied. So here we are back at Derby. And it's like, oh, and I'm so excited. I'm like, yes, girl, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get back in this game. And then Derby is like literally happening. And on the pool table, we have all the betting money in a big giant bowl. We just put a big bowl out there. Everybody put their money in there. Everybody's so excited. We turn. We're all betting on these horses. Everybody's yelling for their horse. And I happen to look over. I cannot believe you're letting me tell the story.
I can't believe it.
I really can't believe you're. Erin, we'll be at parties and places, and I'll say, "Can I tell the story?" And she'll be like, "No, you cannot."
I know.
You're gonna regret this tomorrow. It's fine. Just drink another beer. Okay,
it's fine.
But also, slowly. So anyway, she turned. Also, you talked a lot about Madaba Ranch, so
I did.
You own
it's fine. It's fine.
I owe this to you. So anyway. I turn and I look, and everybody else is so into this, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if you made a sound or what, But something in me was like, turn to your right. And I look and I see Erin greener than green and or white. I mean, you were like, you looked bad. And I looked at you and I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And you shook your head no. And then you did the telltale. Boop.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh shit.
Right
and
in the middle of the bar.
In the middle of the bar with everybody cheering for their derby horse.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm thinking, what do I do? What the fuck do I do? And all I can think of is like, not on Brad's carpet. He was so nice to let us be in here and he'll never let us do this again. And it's been so much fun. So I took that derby money and I threw it out on the pool table. And I thought I was being the hero. And like, this is so smart. I'm going to catch all this puke in this bowl. But instead,
physics.
It was physics. Mm-hmm. It was projectile. And I went to turn that bowl into your face. Gosh. And it hit the bottom of that bowl. And when I say it was like a fire hose back in your face, I've never seen anything. Never seen anything like it in my life. 20 years later, it still makes me laugh so hard because it was so extreme.
Oh.
And it was like, as I'm doing it, I can't stop doing it. Like, I don't know how to stop this. But also what do I do?
I think I caught most of it. So that's the good news.
Oh, girl.
Oh, my gosh.
No,
it's so embarrassing.
From your head to it was, you did. Yeah, it didn't get on the floor at all. It was all over you. Yeah. But you look like a drowned kitten. It was the worst thing ever. Our grandmother's
I know.
The whole thing.
The only part that makes this story like manageable to me.
Oh my God.
Is that I it's one of my core memories, I think.
Oh, me too, forever.
Driving home, I got in the back of Dad's car.
Uncle Roger looked at me and goes, you think we need to take her home?
I was like, yeah,
I looked at him, I was like, please take her home.
Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. I was mortified. I was with my brand new husband or soon to be husband. So embarrassed. And Kevin is sweet, but he is not a partier. He does not.
No, he's very sweet. Definitely not a partier.
And so, of course, it's my dad driving. Kevin's right next to me, and my grandma gets in the front seat. And I was like, I just kept saying, I'm just so embarrassed. I'm just so embarrassed. And Grandma Rosie turned back and goes, oh, honey, if I had a penny for every time I threw up in a bar, I'd be rich. And I was like, really? Like, that's my favorite part about that story.
And she meant it.
She did. She's like, it's fine. Nobody cares.
Girl, get back there, get some fresh air. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Like, this car ride's going to suck because we have to smell you. But then who cares? It's
then
fine.
nobody's going to talk about it again.
Gosh.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Every chance I can get.
We are.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that wasn't one of my finer moments, but it was a good story. It's a
great story, girl. It's a great story.
It
makes me very happy every time I get to tell it, which is not often. So I'm so glad I get to tell it now.
Whatever. You do tell it.
Oh, I do because I don't listen to you.
The time.
I'm like, can I tell you? Like, no, I'm like, it's funny. It'll be fun.
I'm going to tell it anyways. Yeah. What's a funny story about you?
Yeah. Oh, great. Now this is a fun game. So let's tell some ghost stories.
There's a change of direction. No, I don't know. I think we already talked about all the stuff you do, and it's just that you're very passionate. That's just like actually not embarrassing because you're just so passionate about your work. That's normally what you end up talking about is your job and how much you love your job.
Dork alert. That's ridiculous.
I know. It is
ridiculous.
Dorky, but that's so sweet.
It is very dorky. And I don't know if that's sweet so much as like, get a life, girl. I used to have one. I used to not be this passionate. Oh, what has happened? Yeah. See, when the guardrails come off, then what do? Time to put the guardrails back on. That was
are here to do our job.
Yep. That was a fun moment down memory lane.
Yeah.
And then we sat here for a long time thinking like, well, what other, which we thought of a lot, but none of them connected to the previous stories we just told. That just seems a little discombobulated.
Yeah. Also, we've like been here too long. You've heard all of our stories.
True. Yeah. And that's going to happen. Then we're going to start doing Mom, like how Mom doesn't just retell them story after story. And listen, you better just sit there and listen.
That's right.
And
don't
laugh.
You interrupt.
That's what we had to do our entire lives. Like,
yeah.
This is a very funny story. And they were hilarious stories.
They were. And I loved every minute of hearing them. And I want to hear more.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. But we'll come back. We'll come back for you. We're going to read one little, I sound so nasally right now.
Yeah, this is for the percentage of people. Oh, sorry. I meant. Sorry, I didn't hear the last thing you said. My brain had already skipped forward to saying what I was going to say.
Okay.
I didn't mean to go like, yeah, you do sound nice.
Sounded like Christine when my friend Christine, who will listen to this, when we were in 5th grade, we started school together in 2nd grade. And in 5th grade, she finally said, yeah, I know who you are. For the longest time, I thought you just always had a cold. And then I realized your voice is just real nasally.
Oh, my God.
And guess what? She's my best friend now.
Now that
she worked her way in. I did not love her after that comment, but I love her now.
That says a lot about you, Erin. That says more about you than it does her, honestly.
I love her.
No, but
this is for the people who are coming for the story.
So this is for all the other people are like, we love your banter. We can sit there and listen to you all just tell stories. Da, da, da. That's amazing. There might be a small percentage of people in here who are like, okay, yeah, that's funny. Give me the ghost story or give me the paranormal story. So here you go. Erin's got one for you. I
just looked one up on Reddit, and this is what you're going to get. I haven't even reached out this person, but it was from 177 days ago, so I don't care.
You get what you get. You don't throw a fit, or you send us more stories, and then you stop whining about it.
That's right. So this person wrote, I think I experienced dry drowning as a kid and would have died if something hadn't stopped me from going to sleep.
Ooh, that's creepy.
We had a pool party at my house like we always did during the summer, and afterwards, when everyone had gone back into the house to hang out, I felt really unwell. I couldn't get enough air no matter how hard I breathed. This had never happened before, and I don't have asthma. The lack of oxygen was making me extremely tired, so I decided to go to bed despite the party that was still going on. My family didn't care. They were all just sitting and chatting in the living room. They probably cared. They just weren't worried. They weren't concerned, I would imagine.
They didn't realize it was to the extreme of what it was.
Yeah, and I wonder if they even said, like, I'm having a hard time breathing. They were probably just like, oh, you're tired? Okay, whatever. Although, no idea. I have no context.
But also, but I will say this, to a small child who feels like this is a big deal and nobody's checking on me.
Yeah.
The perception of that could be no one cares.
Yeah.
But the flip side of that is no one knows that they should be caring right now to that extreme.
Yeah, that's true. I got in bed, but every time I closed my eyes, I heard a very insistent and annoying knocking sound on my bedroom wall. My cranky, tired ass got up and went out to the hallway that was on the other side of the wall to see which one of my uncles was trying to prank me, similar to my school day today. No one was there. That hallway was also lined with floor-to-ceiling cabinets, so you'd have to open one and knock on the back of it to make me hear anything from my room. I went back to bed, and the same thing happened every time I closed my eyes. I was still gasping for air. This went on even after everyone else had left or gone to bed. It only stopped once my breathing eased and I was no longer struggling for air. I think if I had actually gone to sleep when I intended to, I would not have woken up. I don't know what was making that knocking sound, but it never happened before and never happened again. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Before she said the cabinet thing, I was like, oh, it is the one drunk, lazy uncle that's like, oh, something's kind of wrong with that kid.
Yeah.
I don't want to get up and check on her. I'll just knock from time to time. You good in there?
Yeah, but no, they'd have to like open up a cabinet.
Yeah. So what do you think my debunk will be?
That it was like her natural intuition.
Yep.
Or there.
See,
I don't
even
know.
You already know the answer.
But like as a kid, you're hearing knocking. It's not just like, I feel like I should get up for a minute. It's like you're hearing knocking.
As a kid and you're drifting off, it doesn't make sense that your brain's just going to wake you up for no reason. Your brain is like, I got to wake you up. And so your brain makes you create this dream, this subconscious dream that is going to wake you up to keep you alive.
Yeah, but also if that was the case, then we would never have dry drowning tragedies.
No, you could have people who don't listen to that knock. And I'm not victim blaming. I'm just saying like maybe it's just like, oh, ignore it and go back to sleep or whatnot. But this person tuned in and was like, that's annoying and I need to stay awake. And it's survival of the fittest. That was really mean to say. Sorry. Look, Not all my soapboxes are passionate in the right way.
Oh, man.
Anyway, keep that, Rue. Who cares?
Oh, boy.
No, I'm just saying. And plus, no. Here's just what I'm going to say. I think that it was their own little body doing its job and waking them up and being like, don't do it.
Maybe.
Don't go to sleep.
Maybe.
Okay, or maybe what do you think it was?
They're
a ghost,
guardian angel.
A spirit, a guardian angel.
You know what I just realized? I could have knocked here, and it would have been way better than when I knocked on that table.
True. Regrets.
Dang it.
Regrets.
I'm so close to that wall. Why did I knock on the table?
Like I said, totally regretful.
Oh, anyway.
So you think it's a guardian angel?
Yeah.
Okay. Then to your point, how come we don't all have guardian angels?
Maybe some people's guardian angels are lazy guardian angels, like that uncle.
That's so sad.
No, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, so you can't explain that part of it either.
Almost
if we all had guardian angels, if guardian angels existed, one would say we'd never die.
Almost nothing that I believe in needs explaining, and there you go.
Now, isn't that the most convenient thing you've ever said?
I think it's fine
isn't that the crux of this? Of why your job, here we go, here's soapbox number 573, is easier than my job.
My job, while actually recording, is easier.
Yeah.
Than,
yep.
than
You're welcome. And I'm not going to argue about all the other stuff that you do for this podcast because you do all of the heavy lifting. But in this moment, for the entertainment purposes,
yeah.
Okay, give it to me.
It doesn't take me. Now, sometimes you'll say something
you just get to sit back and go.
But usually I'm like, well, that's probably a ghost. Or, oh, that sounds like an angel.
I think more times than you want to admit, I'll say something and you think, shit, that could be it.
I don't know.
I have got to stick true to my script.
People have heard me cave on here. Mm-hmm. They've heard me go, yeah, that probably is what it is.
From time to time.
Yeah, that's the true believers have, just like that first Conjuring movie, that moment where they were like, nope, it's the pipes. See?
No, wait. Are you telling me you caved on that? Because I feel like you dug in and you doubled down.
And what are you talking about now? I don't know what we're talking about now.
Oh, in the movie, at our movie night, you're like, this is the Conjuring. This is the same.
Oh, no.
Actress.
No, I'm talking about in the actual movie, the first Conjuring movie. They like first take that first couple up who's like, our house is haunted. And they're like, wait for it. And like, it's the pipes. Because believers are not like, everything is a ghost.
Yeah, I don't think that you're like
that. But
enough
enough things happen and you go, yeah.
No, I don't think that you're like that. But I think that you are way more likely to hear a sound and your mind jumps to that. Or feel a feeling. And before you investigate, why do I feel that feeling? It's like, that must be paranormal.
Yeah.
And my mind takes a lot further to get there, as in it doesn't ever go there.
There have been some UFOs, so sometimes it gets
there.
Oh,
in a story, I can be like, well, I can't explain that also because I don't have all the facts. But like when I experience something, I'm like, there's more to this.
You talk about how I can be scared too. Like if I was actually in that moment, I'd be scared.
No, being scared doesn't mean that my mind leaps to paranormal. I'm scared because I'm like, what the fuck is that? I don't know what it is. But it doesn't leap to guardian angel or to ghost or to spirit. Getting UFO.
Yeah.
I'll throw that out there. Anyway, here's what I'm saying. That was a great story. You know what was better? You getting your vomit back in your face.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that part better.
Because that visual will live forever in my brain, and I'm so glad it does.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness.
While you're looking up your fan favorite, I had a tarot card.
I already have a fan favorite.
I know, but while you're pulling it up.
Yeah.
I had a tarot card question at trivia, and I didn't know it. But I thought, I know like 20 call-a friends I could message right now, but that's illegal.
Okay, well, what is it? Let's do a little bit of our own trivia. You ready?
Okay.
The first person, this is first come, first serve.
Okay.
That listens to this podcast. Do you know the question fully? Did you just say it fully?
I think so.
I don't know. I was half listening. I was multitasking. I'm a little bit drunk. I was looking up A, my fan favorite. B, I was listening to your story. C, I'm a little bit drunk. And then D, I was thinking of a contest. The first person to answer that question.
Okay.
Here's the question. Erin's going to ask you a trivia question. We feel like a lot of you listeners out there might know this answer. So here's the contest. The first person to email us at myskepticalsister@gmail.com with the correct answer will get.
What are they going to get?
I don't know. An anchovy butter paste t-shirt. Now, we do have to tell you, we only have them in extra large.
Yep.
But that is what you will win if you get this question correct.
Okay.
Ready? Go, Erin.
Okay. What are the first 22 cards in a tarot deck called?
And no Google. Don't Google that.
Don't Google that.
Don't Google that. You better be somebody who knows tarot cards. Be honest. Have integrity, everybody.
I have to do trivia every week with no Google.
Yep, no phones allowed. No phone and a friend. You either know it or you don't.
Yeah, otherwise we would have gotten that answer right because I would have phoned you all.
We're talking to you people who know the answer. You guys get an anchovy butter paste t-shirt.
That's right.
We should do something fun like that for a little bit until we get rid of all those.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay. She's like, or we could sell them. I know your brain. You're like, well, that's a big thing to put out there when you're drunken on the soapbox.
Well, it costs $7 every time we mail them.
Every time. That's beautiful. Just go out there and make grand sweeping comments. It's what I do, girl. It's what I do when you get me to this level.
Gosh.
Okay. Speaking of amazing levels, we've got tonight the amazing Leanne is our fan favorite.
Hey, Leanne.
So I asked Leanne to be our fan favorite after seeing her, really honestly, again, full transparency, once comment on Facebook. I'm like, oh, well, you look.
Yep, sounds about right. Sounds about right.
You look new to me.
The truth comes out.
Oh, the truth has always been there. They've always known. Because if you've been a fan favorite, you're like, oh, wow, that didn't take much. Someday, girl.
In the beginning.
Your tarot cards said this, that we're going to get famous. So someday it's going to take a lot. And you're going to be sad for these days when you were just so easy for the picking. Okay, here we go. Whatever, Leanne, calm down. You're it. Because you're amazing.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so, but she's very excited.
Okay, good.
Capital letters. OMG, yes.
Yay.
Yes is right. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me check something really quick and I'll get back with you. So here's what Leanne went to go check.
You could almost leave that part out.
You could almost, but I'm not going to tonight. We're just going to tell you behind the scenes. It's everything that you want to know. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Well, it's long.
Oh, oh gosh. Oh my gosh, my cheeks hurt.
But it's good.
Oh, good.
I'm not going to remember any of this tomorrow. I'm just going to let you know.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much for picking me as this week's fan favorite. I love your podcast. It helps me on my 90-minute commute to the office each week.
90 minutes.
90 minutes, that's so long. I've only been listening since mid-September, but I think I've heard most of the episodes.
Oh,
that's a lot. That's a lot of listening.
That is a lot of listening, but 90 minutes.
You're right. Again, thank you. I would love to plug an upcoming event with the Kentucky Arts Council, the Kentucky Crafted Market, where crafted program artists exhibit and sell their work.
Oh, cool.
Well, Erin, that's right up your alley.
Yeah.
The event is on March 8th and 9th at the Kentucky Horse Park's Altec Arena and will feature more than 100 exhibitors. Free hands-on family activities. Girl, we need to go to this.
That's cool. Where is that?
Well, I think she just said it. The Altec Arena.
Well, I don't know where that is.
I don't either. The Kentucky Horse Park's Altec Arena.
Okay.
And will feature more than 100 exhibitors, free hands-on family activities, live music, and folk art demonstrations. Well, we will definitely go to this. When was the date?
Good grief. It's in Lexington.
March 8th and 9th. That's coming up.
Okay, it's in Lexington.
Well, that's okay. We can do that.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not. Parking's $10. Oh, gosh, Leanne, I
gotta drive an hour and pay $10.
And pay $10 for parking? I'm kidding.
Everybody's gonna wear UK blue?
I'm kidding. We know how to work this system. We'll figure it out. Parking is $10 and admission is free. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Okay, that's
you
not
let
bad.
me back in. You let me back in. This year, we are taking cash donations. Okay. No, I'm kidding.
As a suggestion. No, I'm just kidding.
Or maybe the $10. Who's doing your parking? They should just donate. Who's fucking this chicken? They should just donate that $10 straight to you.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Maybe they are. Maybe they are. Maybe they are.
Leanne, let us know. If not, let me talk to him.
Send Megan in.
But you're going to need to give me a couple beers in. And girl, I will get up on a soapbox and I will preach until they give you those donations.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. This year, we are taking cash donations for the Kentucky Heritage Emergency Response Network, KHERN, prevents and mitigates the loss of cultural resources in the event of disasters. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like the recent flooding. By serving as a statewide emergency management resource. KHERN bridges national and state resources to local arts and culture organizations and artists by providing resources to help artists and arts organizations get back on their feet. If you can't make it to the event, be sure to check out the website, khern.org. Well, that sounds so awesome.
Yeah, that does sound fun. Almost worth the drive to Lexington.
I mean, I don't go there often, but I will for that.
Yeah, I think so. That'd be fun. All right. Well, listen, we've been on here forever. You guys know what to do. You can rate, review, subscribe. You can write in at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. You can go to our website, myskepticalsister.com, where you can write in. You can find our P.O. box, which we just renewed for another 9 months. Make it worth it, because I'm telling you. Oh, 6 months. Too much money for 6 months. Anyways.
Let's say this. If we... Look, I'm all about it. I'm like, we're going to do a contest, and we're going to set boundaries. If we don't get at least 5 things in this next spurt, we're out. P.O. box is being shut down.
Yeah, it's too much.
Or we could just like not, and I can give my address.
I know. Kevin's real so weird about it.
Well, my husband's not. We don't even lock our doors. Oh, but now we can. Good Lord. But now we can't get out our address. Yep, that's off the table.
Okay. Anyways, you can go to our website. You can also find out how to become a Patreon. $3 a month gets you weekly bonus content. A sticker and a magnet, $5 a month gets you all that, plus our monthly movie night. And you can become a free member. And if we have a 5th Wednesday in a month, you get a bonus episode. Usually, so far, it's been of Aaron Ruins a Book. So anyways, you get all that. If you want to go to our website and check that out. And we love you guys, and we'll talk to you next week.
Usika muema.
La 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 la.
You know you're going to need to tell Dad.
My dad?
Yeah, our dad. You ready? So, okay, Rue.
I'm ready.
Rue, okay, you ready? Sorry, Rue, are you ready?
Rue's like, I've been ready.
Hey, Rue, how you doing through this episode?
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Okay, stop.